practice today. If you are going to be sitting on some pillows to help, if you've got some tight hip flexors or tight low back, grab some pillows, grab some blankets, rolled up blankets, whatever you need for the practice today. Grab your blocks, grab your strap, your eye pillow, if you use an eye pillow at the end of the practice for our final relaxation. And we will find ourselves down on our mats on the floor, on the carpet, if you have carpet, or on your mats, or on your floor, up to you. And just beginning to bring ourselves to the present, centering our bodies and centering our thoughts, bringing ourselves into this very moment. And maybe you are rocking yourself from side to side or front to back, or maybe you are in stillness. But just slowing everything down, quieting everything, getting yourself ready for the practice today. And if you were moving from side to side or front to back, starting to change that movement into torso circling. So let's go ahead and circle the torso. One of my favorites. So good. So circling that torso. Just nice. Those circles can be big, or maybe your circles are small. Maybe they're faster. Maybe they're slower. Doing what your body is letting you do today. Reminding yourself that every day is different. So maybe what you did last week or yesterday or the day before, maybe your body's not going there today, or maybe it's going further today. So just listening, having some body awareness. Let's go ahead and change that rotation and circle it the other way. So circling that. And that's what's good about these first few moments too, is beginning to check in with your body, check in with yourself. Check in, are you feeling any pain anywhere, any tightness, any soreness, or maybe everything feels really good. Maybe your muscles are feeling nice and smooth. Maybe your joints are feeling nice and smooth. Maybe your spine's feeling good. Checking in, having that body awareness so that as we go throughout the practice, you are aware of what is going on in your body in all of our poses and movements. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and take one foot out in front of us and start at our toes and give ourselves a nice little foot massage here. Starting at those toes, working back towards the ball of the foot, towards the arch of the foot, back of the foot. So just working on that foot. And this is really good time to check in with that body awareness. This is a good time, just good moments to check in with yourself. Also, because there are so many little nerve endings down here on our feet, so many pressure points that it can affect all different parts of our bodies. So just doing that, massaging that foot, massaging the toes, maybe moving towards the ankle now. This is also a little bit of a wake up for that lower body. Also wake up for the upper body too, because we're having to use our hands to do this nice little self massage. Working up towards the shin and the calf. Good. And then let's go ahead and switch our feet and maybe switch those legs too. You don't have to, but you can. So switching those feet, going to the other foot, working on the toes, ball of the foot, arch of the foot. Woo. And you might find some parts on that foot that are very tender. That's very normal, especially if you've got especially the arches. The arches can tend to be tender. Oh, or you can hit a pressure point. Just cleared my sinus right up. That can happen too. It's very interesting. And just maybe working back towards that heel. Maybe towards the ankle. Up that shin and calf. Oh, this side. This side is different than the other. Recognizing that too. That's part of the body awareness, is recognizing Maybe if one side is more tender, tender is a good word, tender than the other, or sore, or tight, or looser. This side is tenderer, more tender. Good, working up that shin, up that calf. Very nice. And back in that simple cross leg. Sit ourselves up tall, and let's do a nice sun breath here. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up, and exhale it out. Good, inhale and sweep this up, and exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. And as we exhale this time, let's take those hands, clasp those hands behind us, or holding on just to your fingers or your wrists, or if your shoulders are tight, that's one of the things that we can use our strap for, is you can wrap your hands and hold that strap behind you, so that maybe if your hands don't touch or you can't clasp your fingers yet or today, that's what we use all of our little props for, to be able to do these modifications in the practice, so that we can still open up the muscles that we need to open up, wake everything up, but maybe not to the full extension of that. Oh, good. Let's go ahead and look. We've got our arms behind us. Let's look to the right. Looking over to the right, maybe thinking about that chin going over towards that right shoulder. And then let's look to the left again, thinking about that chin going over towards the left shoulder. And bring that back to center. Drop our chin to chest. And lift our eyes to the sky or the ceiling. I like to imagine the sky is up there. It is up there, but yeah, drop that chin back to chest. And then eyes to sky again. Good, bring that head to center and we can release our arms. Ooh, shake that out. That can be challenging too, is having those arms back behind us, especially if you've got a tired back or if your core is a little bit tired. Things start to round with their arms back there, or get tired or burning. The burning starts to happen. That's just those muscles starting to work. It's that blood flow, it's that oxygen flow. Let's inhale and sweep this up and exhale this out. Good, inhale and sweep this up. Let's drop our right hand down, reach over with that left. Let's keep our left glute, left leg on the floor. Let's look up at that hand. And then go ahead and look down at your other hand. Look up at that top hand, and then down at that bottom hand. Let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop our left hand down. Reach our right arm over. Keep that right glute, right hip, right leg. Glute down into the floor. Let's look up towards that top hand, and then down towards that bottom hand. Up towards the top hand, and down to the bottom hand. Cool. And up towards that top hand, and down towards that bottom hand. Good, bring this to center. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's clasp those hands behind us again, or hold on to that strap, opening that up. Ooh, that feels a little better. Good, let's look to the left. Think about that chin going over towards that shoulder. And then let's look to the right, same thing, chin going over towards that shoulder. Maybe those hip flexors are getting a little warm now, just from sitting here. Bring this back to center, drop our chin to chest, and take our eyes to the ceiling. One more time, chin to chest, and take those eyes to the sky. And bring that head to neutral. Good, let's release those arms. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's drop our left hand to our right thigh. Our right hand just comes behind us, a little bit of a twist. Bring this to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's take this to the other side. Right hand goes to that left leg, left arm behind us, and a little bit of a twist. We're going to do this a few times more on each side. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop that and twist. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop that and twist. One more time each side. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop that and twist. Inhale and sweep this up. And drop that and twist. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Let's roll our shoulders back. Good, nice big shoulder rolls here. And roll those shoulders forward. Good, again, let's go ahead and roll that back. And roll that forward. Relaxing our arms, or actually we can let our arms be heavy by our sides, maybe down, tenting down on the floor or resting on your thighs, but let's drop that chin to chest. But we really do want to think about those arms being heavy so that we can get some nice lengthening in the back of the neck, those traps, the upper part of the shoulder. Ooh, yeah. Right at the base of the skull, down into those upper shoulders, all the way through that upper spine. Lift our head to center, take our eyes to sky once again. Drop our chin to chest, take our right ear to right shoulder. Chin back to chest and then left ear to left shoulder. And let's take this from side to side here. So half neck circles, taking that and move. Yeah, joining that rotation, the release of the shoulders, of the neck muscles. So good. Taking that from side to side. And then go ahead and drop that chin back to chest. Lift our head up to center. Roll our shoulders back. Good. And roll those shoulders forward. Very nice. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale that out. Good. If you are sitting on something, you go ahead and move that, because now we're going to begin to get that lower body. So let's lean ourselves back. We're going to take our legs, nice hip width, maybe as wide as your mat or maybe wider. Depends on what feels the best for you. And let's go ahead and drop those knees, legs from side to side. Our windshield wipers here. Very good. Just dropping that, dropping that, dropping that. Good. Good. And let's go ahead and keep that right leg in front. So we've got this nice zigzag here. And actually, so we've got our nice zigzag, we've got our right leg in front, bring ourselves back, clasp our hands, bring that in front of us, and we're going to go into that little more challenging zigzag. So we are moving those legs right here. This is more challenging for that core and a little bit more stretch and challenging for those legs. Just taking this from side to side. Good. Taking that from side to side. We're going to do one more here and bring ourselves back to where our right leg is in front. So right leg is in front. Good. We can release this down. And let's go ahead and twist ourselves over to the right. And possibly, most likely, that hip, that glute is lifting up off of the floor here. Oh, nice spinal twist. Breathing here. Let's go ahead and take that deep inhale and deep exhale. Again, big deep inhale and deep exhale. Good. Bring this to center, and we're going to twist quick for 4. We're going to take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. We're going to lean ourselves back here. So let me move this. Leaning ourselves back, we've got our fingers facing towards the front. We're going to lift our pelvis up and lift our arm up. So our hand is pressed down and we're just lifted up. We're getting a really good spine stretch here, really good lengthening up through that hip flexor, actually both of those, but that, especially that left hip flexor, and we're reaching up and we're going to take this down and then we'll hinge this forward. We're going to do that a few more times. Just this nice lengthening and spinal stretch. So take that right arm behind you and let's lift this back up. So it's a single arm lifting right here, and then take this down and hinge this forward. And we're going to do that one more time. Let's inhale and lift this up. And then lower this down and hinge that forward. Oh, so good. Very nice. Let's lean this back and side to side here, windshield wipers. Everything we just did on that right side, we're gonna do on the left. Good. And let's go ahead and have that left leg in front. Bring ourselves up center. Let's bring those hands in front of us, and we're gonna do, you can clasp those hands or you can hold the hands like this. And we're gonna do a few of these more challenging ones. Right, that hip and that core. Very good. So good for those joints. That hip ball joint right here, very good for that. And we're going to do one more so that our left leg is leading. Left leg is in front. There we go. Right there, like that. Very nice. And we can go ahead and release that. And we are going to walk ourselves over to the left. Our right hip, right glute. Oh, lift it up off the floor. You can go twist into this as deeply as you want. We're going to breathe this here. Let's inhale it deep and exhale it out. Good, big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good, bring this to center and we're going to twist quick for 4. Let's take this for 4 and back to center. It's 3 and back to center. It's 2 and back to center. And last one and back to center. Good, let's lean ourselves back. What we did on the right side, we're going to do the same thing on the other, on this side, the left side. So we're going to keep our left hand down. Fingers can be facing towards the leg or they can be out to the side. And we're going to lift our right arm up so that we get that really good stretch in the front of our hip flexor, front of our body, up through that torso. Good, and then go ahead and release that down and hinge this forward. A nice hinge forward. We're gonna do that 2 more times. And let's bring this back behind us and lift ourselves up. Good, so this is, there's a pose where we have our legs long, looking like this, and it's called wild thing. So this is a modified wild thing. Dropping our glutes back down and hinging this forward. And then let's take that back. And one more time, reach up through that. So good, breathe it here. And then drop this down and hinge this forward. Very nice. Good. Let's take our legs out in front of us, lengthen through our legs, find our staff pose. So let's flex through our feet, sit right on top of our glutes. So right on those sits bones. Let's reach up through our arms, reach up through our fingers. So we find this capital L, one of our most challenging poses because we don't have any support behind us. We are having to use the strength of just our body right here. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Very good, releasing our arms down. Let's go ahead and bring our right leg in. Pull that right leg in and give ourselves a nice big hug. Our left foot is going to stay active and flexed. Let's take our right leg over our left. Let's go ahead and wrap that arm around and reach. If you can't wrap around, then your hand is to the shin or underneath that leg. And we are twisted here. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And again, big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Let's twist it the other way. So twisting to the other side. Whew. Yes, feeling that up in the shoulders, up in the lats. Big back muscles. Not up in the deltoid area or the but the big lat muscles back here. Ooh. Good. Bring this back to center. Take the bottom of our foot to our inner thigh. Let's reach our peace fingers for our big toe, or our hand to our shin, or hands to thigh. And let's get that nice hamstring stretch here. You can reach that arm up and over. You can have your hand to your lowest rib, or you can be centered over your front leg, just depending on where you want to be feeling the stretch at the most today for your practice and for what you are wanting your body to feel like today. Breathe it here, inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. Good, let's go ahead and release that. Bring both of our feet together, butterfly right here. Open this up. Open, inner thigh, outer thigh. So good. Sit ourselves up tall. Very nice. Breathe it, breathe it. And then let's take ourselves back into our staff pose. So lengthen through those legs, flex through our feet, reach up through our arms, lengthen up through that, and breathe it here. Inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. Big deep inhale, and exhale it out. And big deep inhale, and exhale it out. Releasing that down. Let's bring our other leg in. So our left leg's gonna come in, right leg's gonna stay, right foot's gonna stay flexed, leg's gonna stay active. Let's take that left over right, wrap that arm around, or you've got it underneath, or you're holding onto that shin bone. And let's twist this here. Ooh, sitting this up tall, breathe it here. Inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. And big deep inhale, and exhale it out. Good, let's twist the other way. Twisting the other way, very nice. Breathe it here, inhale. And let that breath out. One more time, big deep inhale. And let that breath out. And if you're if you're seeing what I'm doing, like I move my head a lot, or I'm like doing, you can always be doing those things, a little bit of movements, like minuscule movements, or if you need to move things while you're breathing, that's so very helpful. You can bring the bottom of the foot to the inner thigh. You don't have to keep yourself still all the time. Moving with that breath and with those other movements can be so helpful in just opening things up. All right, peace fingers for that big toe or the shin or the thigh. Remember, no, we don't want anything pressing on our knee, nothing on our knee joint. And reaching this over, getting that nice inner thigh stretch or hamstring stretch, both actually, inner thigh and hamstring. Oh, yeah. And maybe you're doing all three different ways of stretching as we're holding this, because we get to hold it for long enough that you could be able to, you could be doing movement through this if you needed to. And let's bring it back into our feet together right here for a nice butterfly, opening that up. Yeah. A little more inner thigh mobility right there. That's good. Very good, very good. All right, let's go ahead and release that. We're going to release this into bent legs, reaching our arms back, or reaching our arms out in front of us and leaning ourselves back. So let's go ahead and bring our arms beside us, plant our feet into the floor, and let's take ourselves up into a reverse tabletop. Let's lift that pelvis up immediately. Just that hinge right here from down on the floor, hinging up in the shoulders. That hinge right into that bicep stretch and wrist stretch and bicep strengthening, shoulder strengthening. Lots of strengthening going on in this reverse tabletop. Our neck is nice and neutral. We're looking up either towards the sky or out in front of us, but not way up above us. We're not crunching our neck back. Just a nice neutral neck, neutral spine. Still breathing here, keeping our glutes squeezed so that we keep our pelvis lifted, so that we are working the core. We're working those big glute muscles, big muscle groups, our hamstrings, glutes, quadriceps. Lots of blood flow going right there. And maybe your fingers are starting to fall asleep. Mine are. Let's drop that pelvis down. Simple cross-leg pose, hinge this forward. We're going to do that again. This next time you can either do that reverse tabletop, or you can lengthen through your legs and go reverse plank. So it's up to you, where you either want to challenge yourself today, or if you already know you can do a reverse plank without sinking, you don't want your pelvis to be sinking down, then work on, or do a mixture of all of them as you're working on strengthening. So let's bring ourselves back, and I'm gonna go ahead and lift myself back up into a reverse tabletop, but then I'm gonna move myself into a reverse plank, keeping my pelvis lifted, almost over exaggerating in that lift, so that, again, it's not sinking down, because once you start to sink down, you're sinking down in your hips, but the biggest thing is you're sinking down into your shoulders, and that's not what we want. We want it right here. We want this nice and strong for our core, for our pelvis, for our glutes. Very, very strong. This is a full body pose right here, either in this or in the reverse tabletop. Let's go ahead and drop the pelvis down, simple cross leg again, and hinge this forward. Very nice. Let's move this forward onto all fours, and we're going to go into our cat and cow. Shoulders are right over our wrists and our hips are right over our knees. That gives us some very good alignment. It helps us stay supported, it helps us stay strong, and it helps our muscles stay in alignment, and muscles and joints. Let's drop that belly to the floor. Take our eyes to the sky, inhale. And round our spine, chin to chest, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round the spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round the spine, exhale. Good, let's bring our back flat. Let's take ourselves into our first balance. So let's take ourselves up into our bird dog. Let's lift our back leg up so our right leg is lifted, our foot is flexed. You can stay here, or if you're gonna work on that full bird dog, we're bringing our left arm up. So we've got this nice opposing quadruped position. We're lifted, and we're gonna take elbow to knee 6 times. Let's go ahead and bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. Here's 2 and extend. And last one. And let's extend this here. Very nice. Good. Release the arm, release the leg. Take ourselves back into our first child's pose. Glutes go back towards our heels. Oh yeah, the front of those feet. Feel that stretch right there. Good. Let's look at our hands. Walk our hands over to the right. Let's take our right hand or left hand on top of that right hand, and our left glute is trying to get over towards that left heel. Good side stretch here. Nice. Bring ourselves back to center and back up on all fours. Cat and cow. Drop that belly, inhale. And round our spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Good, let's bring that back to neutral. And now let's take this to the other side. Let's go ahead and lift our left leg up, flex through our foot, reach out through that right arm. Hold this here. Good, nice balance. Let's take elbow to knee 6 times. Let's go ahead and bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. It's 2 and extend. And last one, let's hold this extension. Hold this here. Good, and then go ahead and release that arm. Release that leg, child's pose. Take this back, glutes go back towards heels. Feels so good, lengthening through those arms, through that back. Let's look at our hands, and now we walk our hands over to the left. Let's take our right hand on top of our left hand, and that right glute is going towards that right heel. Stretching through that, so good. Breathe, breathe. Very nice. And bring this back to center. Good, we're gonna bring ourselves up onto our knees, and we're gonna go into another balanced pose. So we're gonna go into our modified half moon pose. Taking ourselves to our side, we're gonna bring our left leg off to the side. There we go, left leg is off to the side. Our toes pointed forward, or you can have it slightly inwards. We've got ourselves in our nice gate pose. go this way. There we go. Got ourselves in our nice gate pose. Foot is out. Boom, boom. Good. Good. All right. So we are lengthening up right here, reaching up through those arms, toes out to the front. Let's take our right hand down to the floor. We are lengthening up here. This may be where you are at for our modified half moon. If you want to work on some more balance, then you're going to be lifting that leg up, more strength and balance, lifting that leg up. And if you want to work on it even more, you can reach that foot or reach that hand for that foot. And you get this nice quadricep stretch as well. So we've got this right here, but going to wherever works for you. And you can be lowering and lifting if you are working on your balance. If you're like, I can't have it up the whole time, but I can have it down and then I can bring it up. And that is perfect. You can do that. Good. Let's go ahead and release that foot down. Bring ourselves back to center. And then let's go ahead and reach this over and get a nice side stretch right here. Very good. And then release that. Good. Let's take it to the other side. So gate pose on the other side. Let's take our right foot out and toes to the front. Oh, yeah. Center that, lengthen up through those arms, reach up through that. Very good. Let's go ahead and take that left hand down to the floor. And we are right here. This may be where you are at today for your pose, for your practice, or you are lifting into that balance, or you are lifting and lowering, or you're bringing that all the way in. Sugar cane. I was trying to remember what the name of this is. I knew it was like something sweet. I was like, spaghetti plus what? Sugar cane. That's what this is called. If you're holding on to that. We're lengthening out here in half moon, or right here in a half plank, modified half moon. So listening to that body, breathing. Let's go ahead and drop that down and reach this over. Oh yeah. Very good. And from here, we're going to move into our sun salutations. So place your blocks where you want them to go for our sun salutes. The front edge of your mat. And we're going to find ourselves in our first downward facing dog. So we've got ourselves on all fours, curling our toes under. Let's keep our knees bent. Let's lift our tails up to the sky. Lengthen through our spine. Head is relaxed in between those arms and between those shoulders. Maybe nod that head yes. Shake that head no. Ooh, that feels good. And then from here, we had our knees bent, but now we're going to go ahead and pedal our feet, pedal our heels down towards the floor. So pedaling that down. So good. Breathing that here. Very nice. And find some stillness right here. So our heels are going towards the floor. As always, if you want your heels, if your heels don't touch the floor, but you want them to, you can take this wider. You can take your feet wider than your mat, and your heels most likely will go closer to the floor if that's your goal, is to work on getting those heels down towards the floor. But let's go ahead and lift up on our toes. Our heels are high, and let's drop both of our heels over to one side. Stretching through our ankles. Then lift this back up center and drop those heels over to the other side. Very good. And bring that back to center. And let's go ahead and walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold at the front of our mat. Very good. Planting our feet, big toe, little toe, heel. Oh, let's go ahead and, let's let our arms dangle. So we'll find ourselves in our ragdoll first. So letting that upper body just hang. Feet are planted into the floor, upper bodies falling over, folded over. falling down towards the floor. Let's take our opposite elbow with the opposite hand, making a frame for that head. And our head has been low for a while now. And maybe you're starting to get a little sinusy like I am. I'm like, whoa. I think it's the barometric pressure outside because of all the rain and stuff. Go ahead and release those arms. Very nice. And we can use our blocks now. If you are using blocks, let's inhale, flatten our back, look forward, exhale and release. Our head has been low, so let's take this next one nice and slow. Inhale and sweep this up into a tall mountain. So take that up as slow as you need to. Right there. Good. Let's exhale it around into a chair. Nice. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Our right foot is going to stay forward and our left foot's going to go back into lunge. Left hand on the block or on the floor. Let's spinal twist open to the right. We've got this nice big lunge to the right here. Good, and breathe. Bring this to center, drop our back knee, uncurl our toe, crescent on the floor. Reach up through this. And then bring ourselves forward. Let's take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Yeah, so good. Having to adjust ourselves into this top of plank because that's a lot of strength work right there. Nice top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor, heart lifts up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog. Breathe it here. Good. As we are in this down dog, let's center our weight. Lift our right leg up, 3-leg down dog. Let's go ahead and bring our right leg forward. You can help that leg forward, walk that forward, however you can get that forward. And let's go ahead and grab those blocks. So I forgot to say that. Have your blocks close to you throughout the rest of the practice. So you can grab them whenever you need them because we're going to do our warrior 3. So we've got those blocks. We've got our foot in the center of those blocks. We've got it squared right there. And then let's lift our back leg up. Warrior 3, a supported warrior 3 right here. So good. Let's bring that foot forward to meet that other foot. Standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Left foot's going to stay forward. Right foot's going to go back lunge. Right hand on the block or on the floor. Spinal twist open to the left. Nice strong left lunge. Breathe it here. And bring this to center. Drop our back knee, uncurl our toe, crescent on the floor. Reach up through this. Good, and then bring ourselves forward and maneuver that leg back into a top of plank. Strong top of plank. Very good. Shift our weight forward. Drop to the fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Heart goes down. Heart lifts up. Curl our toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog. Breathe it here. Good. Center our weight. Lift our left leg up. 3-leg down dog right here. Let's bring this leg through and forward. Helping that forward or walking that forward. Grabbing those blocks. We've got that supported warrior 3. Lift our back leg up and lift. Very good. So good for that glute strength right there. Bring that foot forward. Standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Right foot stays forward. Left foot goes back, lunge. Left hand on block or floor. Let's spinal twist. Open to the right. Good lunge here. Very nice. And breathe. Bring this to center, drop our back knee, crescent on the floor, reach up through this. And then bring ourselves forward, maneuver that leg back, right leg goes back to meet that left leg, top of plank. Shift our weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes, heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Ooh, heels going down towards the floor, that feels good, good calf stretch there. Center our weight, lift our right leg up. Three leg down dog. Bring our right leg through. Walk that through, help that through. Bring that back into that lunge. Let's grab those blocks. Warrior three, lift that back leg up. Strength of that right glute was helping lift that up. And then bring that foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale, around a chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Our left foot's going to stay forward. Our right foot's going to go back into lunge. Right hand on the block or the floor. Let's spinal twist this open to the left. Good left lunge here. And breathe. Bring the center, drop that back knee. Crescent on the floor, reaching up through this. Good, and then bring ourselves forward. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, breathe it here. Good. Lift that left leg up, three leg down dog. Got that weight centered, lifting that up. And let's go ahead and bring this leg through. Help that through, bring that through. So good. And let's bring our back leg up, lifting that. Good. Warrior three, modified warrior three, and breathe. And bring that foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Both feet back into top of plank. Goes all the way back into a nice top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Good. So good. Walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Let's inhale, sweep our arms up, nice tall mountain pose. Exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back, top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. We're going to do two more of these little half sun salutations, or they're not half, but these shorter sun salutations. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. Nice big mountain. Exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back, top of plank. Shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. And walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold at the front edge of our mat. Inhale and sweep our arms up, tall mountain. Exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back, top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. And downward facing dog and breathe.
Oh, yeah. Shoulders are a little burny. Shoulders are a little warm here. Very good. Breathe it, breathe it. And a lot of inversion, head being lower than the heart. Very nice. Bring us back to top of plank, drop to our knees, take ourselves back into a nice child's pose where arms are lengthened out in front of us. Maybe your fingers are reaching for the front of your mat, almost like they're trying to almost like your fingers are trying to pull your arms out of their sockets. You know, like, what is it, the thing from the Addams Family? Pulling the arms out of the sockets away from the rest of your body. Oh, good stretch right here. Good, bring our hands right by our knees, press ourselves up. Let's take ourselves onto our backs, grab your strap and grab whatever you need for final relaxation, your eye pillow if you are using an eye pillow today, your pillows or your blankets. So let's take ourselves down onto our backs. Let's have that strap, have your eye pillow close to you, whatever you need, have it within reaching distance. Let's take our strap around our right foot. Let's go ahead and pull that right knee into our torso. Our left leg is nice and long. Oh, yeah, stretching through that. Let's press up through that heel. Pull our leg towards us. Let's keep our strap in our left hand and let's go ahead and drop our leg across the body. Deep twist. Right arm is going the opposite way. So right arm is going out to the right. And if it's available to you, maybe you're able to look to the right. Sometimes that neck or that spine is very stiff or non-mobile, so you aren't able to look to the right, and that's okay. But listening to your body and breathe. Good, let's bring our leg back to center. Go ahead and pull that towards us. Release that other, or bend that other leg, and then we can release our strap. Let's take that strap around the other foot. So taking that around the left foot, let's bring that left knee in. Our right leg is straight. Oh yeah, bringing that leg in. Let's press up through that heel to the ceiling and pull that leg towards us. And we're gonna keep the strap in our right hand. Let's drop our leg across the body, and then our left arm is out to the side. So left arm is out to the left side, and maybe you're able to look over to the left. For me, this side is a little easier than the other side. A little more mobility here. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe you have mobility on both sides, or maybe you have mobility on no sides. Again, just awareness, recognizing, and respecting where your body can go today, and breathe. Like that to center. Pull that towards you. Bend at the other leg. Let's go and release that strap. Very nice. And have both of our legs bent. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh, and let's go ahead and press our inner thigh away with that right hand. So go ahead and press that. It's our little figure 4 piriformis stretch right here. Stretching that out. And then release that. Let's take it to the other side. So ankle goes to that other thigh. Press, press that inner thigh away. Very good. Good, good. And then release that. And let's lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room. and reach through our arms towards the other. If you've got that eye pillow, you can place that eye pillow over your eyes and just enjoy the heaviness and the darkness right there. So we are reaching towards one end of the room with our fingers, reaching, lengthening towards the other end of the room with our toes or our feet. And maybe you're getting a yawn. Maybe I just passed you a yawn. Just getting extra oxygen to the body. Really reach through that. Imagine that you're adding a few inches to your height here. And let's take a big deep inhale. And with an exhale, allow ourselves to sink and to settle, letting those feet just naturally fall open off to the side. Arms are open off to the side. Breathe and relax. Let those eyes closed. Eyes open. Or maybe you keep your eyes open during the relaxation. Whatever feels the best for you, most supportive for you, safest for you. Relax your jaw. Relax your face, your scalp. Relax and release that entire body. Slowing that breath down. I like to think of these movements, the breathing and the movements and poses we do. They're like giving your nervous system a massage, or going to they're taking your nervous system to the steam room. It's a relaxing time. Even though many of the poses that we do are challenging for our muscles, they're also they're slow, they're methodical, they're rhythmic, and there's breath added. So it's very much a supportive and smooth thing for the nervous system. We're not asking it to go into fight or flight so much during this practice. It's kind of like massaging it or steam room. Breathe, relax, and slow everything down. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend our knees, flatten our backs into the floor if that's available to you. Some people can't flatten their back. That's okay. And then let's drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. Take yourself onto your side. And a breath or two here. We begin to press ourselves up, bringing ourselves up into a seated pose that is supportive for you. Sitting ourselves up tall, lengthening up through our spine. And let's take a nice deep inhale up. Bring our hands to prayer, and let's go and exhale our hands down to heart, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to chest. Lift our head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply. And big cleansing exhale. And one more time, big deep inhale. And a big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a blessed rest of your day.